undermanned, but I could really care less. I hope the audio is fine. There we go. Okay, welcome to the Equinox, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Siriani here. I'm flying solo, but by no means am I alone. I'm going to have Giulio Bianchi do his segment, What's Going On with Giulio Bianchi, later on today. But I also have Ming Chen pushing the buttons. Ming, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Welcome back. We missed you, Carl.
We missed you, Carl.
Is he all right?
He's under the weather.
It wasn't soccer that. Football wasn't football that
took him out of it. I will say this: the U.S. really shot themselves in the foot last night. But then again, whenever we play Belgium, we just literally shit the bed every time we play Belgium. I don't know what it is about them, where we just can't execute. And if you watched last night's gaming, all we had was the free kick. And that was it. We could not do anything offensively. And then we had the own goal, which was really...
What was that?
Oh, the goalie...
What was that?
Honest to God...
What was that? Someone explain that to me.
I'll explain it the best I possibly...
It was like the goalie coming out of his crease to center ice. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
what are you doing, dude?
Like, if you're a goalie, whether it's soccer or hockey, you don't leave your spot.
No.
You don't leave your spot. Because then stuff like that happens, and you look like an idiot for doing it.
You learn that like Mites soccer.
You learn that when you're in Pee Wee League.
Yeah, come on.
But it's like, so what happened was the goalie tried to come out because he saw that Belgium was coming really close to the goal. So he came out way out of his spot. Yeah, like Belgium wasn't even towards the attacking zone.
Panic.
And he was like coming out to, I guess, try to boot the ball away, which the guy couldn't boot for his life because all he did was like do little
that worked out real
kicks
well.
or rolls.
Worked out real well for him.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Like that Belgium goalie could boot a ball. He was very, very good.
Sorry, U.S. ain't ready, man.
No.
They're not ready.
Not even when it's hosted in our own country are they ready.
No.
And the worst part is, like, they make the women look really good. The women's team has been great for a long time.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is about the U.S. men's team that literally, it's just like they do this all the time. So now that we're out of the running for the World Cup, and it is actually all three host countries have been eliminated in this round. Mexico's gone, Canada's gone, and the U.S. is gone. So the North American continent, which is the host continent for the World Cup, all three hosts are gone. So honestly, my interest is probably going to go down in America because the U.S. is down. And then same in Canada. You're probably not going to see a lot of people watch or tune in. So World Cup, I mean, I was at Red Rock last night watching the game, and yeah, Julio was there too. Julio and I were there with our friend James, and we just watched that whole debacle unfold, and it was not embarrassing. Embarrassing to say the least. It was in Seattle, which is West Coast time, and it sucks because had we won, we would have been facing Spain, and Spain has been living on the edge of the entire tournament. Same with Argentina. Argentina got away with murder today and the game before against Cape Verde. Like, they have really been like, and for a team that's like rated number 1 by FIFA, they had to come back down 2 goals late against Egypt, a game they should have lost. And then Cape Verde, say what you will, they were holding on stride for stride against Argentina. And one of the reasons why Argentina is so good is because they got arguably the best soccer player in the world in Lionel Messi, who's the world record holder for most goals in a World Cup over the course of his career. It was a really, Argentina has been living on the edge, and they've been playing way too close for comfort. They can't play like that if they're going to try and win this thing. I honestly don't know who's going to win this tournament, to be honest with you. I want to say, like, France, probably. Like, that's probably, like, the most logical pick at this point. Because you figure Argentina's luck's going to run out. And then you look at the other countries. Like, I'll tell you who's left. We have one matchup left to be decided before the quarterfinals are set. Switzerland and Colombia are in penalty kicks. And it just went final. Switzerland got the last spot. So Switzerland got the last quarterfinal spot. I'll tell you the bracket right now, how it is at this point in time. Now the quarterfinals are set. Quarterfinals matchups will begin on July 9th with France and Morocco. Spain and Belgium, Norway and England, and now Argentina and Switzerland. Those are the 8 remaining countries.
Well, and it went down to penalty kicks. That's weak, man. I'm sorry.
You don't like penalty kicks?
No.
Why?
No, I like penalty. I don't like the shootout. No, you got to earn it, man. Let him run around that field until somebody dies, man.
I get that.
Yeah, come on.
I get where you're going with that, but like
it's weak.
it's not. It's kind of like well, I get where you're coming from because of the NHL and playoff hockey.
No, dude, they'll go to five, six.
They'll go to
overtimes,
fifth or
man.
sixth overtimes
Yeah.
in the NHL just to
Yeah.
decide a winner. But that's in the playoffs. In the regular season, unfortunately, they do the shootout.
They're going down to the court. Come on, that's basically this is the playoffs.
I will.
This is the playoffs.
It is, well, it is the playoffs.
The World Cup.
It's the ultimate playoffs.
Yeah, this
in
is
soccer.
It's kind of
but,
man.
like,
That's
But
anticlimactic.
I will say this though, I think it's harder to run up and down a pitch for over 200 minutes.
For your country?
For the country.
Come on. You should be dying for your country. If you got to run until you literally die, then so be it. You'll be a hero.
I get that, but like, well, you gotta remember, I don't know why in hockey we can have like 5 or 6 overtime periods that go 20 minutes, but yet in soccer, well,
Throw in another hydration break. Let them.
you can throw in another 1 or 2 hydration breaks. You can arguably do that.
Break.
I don't see what the problem is with that.
Yeah, this is why this won't catch on in this country, man.
I mean,
it's weak. This is weak. Man.
I will say this though, I'm not the biggest soccer person in the world, but I will say this: it's an international phenomenon.
Sure.
Soccer is huge in other countries. We're probably not the biggest fans countries, but like I mentioned, our women's team is really good. We've won World Cups on the women's side a bunch of times. It's just like the men just can never get it together. I don't know why. The men can never.
I hate to disparage other countries in the world, but they don't have any NFL there. Come on, they're NFL, MLB, and like China, and if they could get it going in all these other countries, I don't think soccer.
You want what's funny?
It's just my opinion.
The amount of memes and internet posts I've seen online where it's like, oh well, the U.S. we have this many all these Super Bowls compared to 0 for other countries and yada yada. Like they're just gonna keep throwing that in the faces. I mean, listen, America, we've just celebrated 250 years as a country. We have a lot going for us in other things. I mean, hell, we may not be the best in soccer, but you know what? We've won the Olympics for 4 Olympics in a row, 4 Olympic cycles. 2012, 16, 21, 24.
Unbelievable.
And if you factor in the fact that the Olympics are going to be in California in 2028, which Julia knows about because we've bought tickets for that.
Yeah.
So America's got a lot going for us. I mean, listen, we may not be the most well-rounded in every single sport known to man that's like international, whatever. But you know what? We're strong in our own little facets. And I'll say this: what I'm saying about the men in soccer for Americans, I can say the same about Americans in tennis with the men. The women are good, the men are shit. That's really how it goes. Like, that's unfortunately the way it is. But like, hey, listen, the last time a Canadian team, and Canada owns hockey, right? Well, the last time a Canadian team won Stanley Cup, you got to go back to 1993, 1994. It's been forever since that. It's been over 30 years since Canada won something in hockey when it comes to the NHL. And America also won in the hockey tournament for the Olympics and the Winter Olympics. So we're thriving in other aspects. Soccer, I don't know if we're ever going to get there. And plus, it takes like a huge amount of conditioning to get into soccer. Like, you have to be like a marathon runner to be great at soccer because it requires a lot of adrenaline. Like, I praise a lot of these guys who are willing to run up and down a pitch for 2 hours, what have you, just to win a soccer tournament. It's great. It's patriotism. It's pride. I get it. It's great. But, like, it's not going to catch on with American citizens just because it's more popular internationally. So, but like Julio has been preaching on the ride here, if we, in 4 years' time, maybe America will actually adapt and actually maybe will thrive in soccer in some way, shape, or form. Because right now, it's just like same old story. SOS. So now, sorry about that, Joel. We have a lot of other stuff to get into. We'll get into Major League Baseball stuff since we are getting close to the first to the All-Star break, which is going to be held in Philadelphia this year. Which, by the way, be careful if you're going to Philadelphia for the All-Star game. Be careful if you're going there. But then again, I shouldn't be the one saying that because I was the one who preached on the show last episode that New York celebrates championships worse than the city of Philadelphia, and we do. I mean, Philadelphia, all they do is like they climb up poles and then people grease them, whatever. We're blowing up buses. We're climbing up buildings. It's just like New Yorkers need to chill. You need to chill. But we'll get into the stories in Major League Baseball right now. We have a couple games that are underway as we speak. The Yankees are trying to claw out of a 4-game deficit in the AL East. That's going to be easier said than done. But we have the Pirates up 4-1 over the Braves right now. Ryan O'Hearn hit a grand slam. Well, Seattle, Miami's tied 0. Yankees and Rays are tied 0 in the second inning. The Washington Nationals are up 1-0 after a James Wood homer. We'll get into the home run derby in a minute, but that's a guy I think you could probably pencil in. But the biggest story of this whole season so far has been the Chicago White Sox. This is a team that lost 121 games 2 years ago. And now they're in first place in their division. And they have the 2 seed in the AL. But unfortunately, the 2 seed in the AL doesn't mean much when you take into account that the American League is so dog poop this year. I got to read you the records of the American League just to give you a sense of what's going on. So the Rays are killing it. They're 52-36. That's the best record in the American League. The White Sox have the second best record by division leader, and they're 47-42. They're 5 games over 500. And then the Mariners are the third best division leader. They're 47-44. They're 3 games over 500. And then the last wild card in the American League is a 545-45 Texas Rangers team. Not the Astros, who are playing worse than what the product says. They're playing pretty good. Yordan Alvarez specifically is playing excellent. And then you look at the National League. The Dodgers are at 60 wins. God help us all. They're probably going to 3-peat. The Brewers are looking really good. They're 57-33. The Braves are 52-37, although they've fallen off a cliff. Philadelphia is right on their heels. The Cubs are 50-44. The Phillies are 50-41. And then the Marlins, another surprising story. The Miami Marlins are actually looking really good in the early on and more than halfway through the season. I like the way this team plays. I'm very amused by some of the stories. There's been a couple pleasant surprises. And you know what? I'm all for pleasant surprises. However, I really wish the Los Angeles Dodgers would not win a World Series ever again because of the payroll and the deferred payments. And if we don't get baseball in 2027, that's their fault. That's their fault because the deferred payments nonsense. And I have a friend of mine who's a Dodgers fan, shout out to Laura Antonio, who tells me all the time, the deferred payments thing, I don't think it's too bad. Well, it's kind of bad because you're promising money that you're not paying up front with deferred payments. It's almost like that episode of Full House where Stephanie goes to the store and she's like, "Oh, I could buy now and pay later." It's called credit, but she's like, "Oh, you hear that? If I buy now and I save the money, I can pay for later." She ends up stealing the thing.
Oh my god.
That's literally what the deferred payments are. It's like stealing.
I don't know 100% know if I saw that episode, but now I want to.
Yeah, it's a good episode.
I'm sure.
It's a good episode. I reference that episode all the time when I talk about deferred payments. Cuz literally it's like stealing. You're not paying someone up front and you're going to be in financial debt in the future because the Ohtani contract $700 million, which really shouldn't have happened by the way. Although that opened up a can of worms for the Soto contract, which God help us. That was probably one of the most overrated contracts out there. And the Mets are paying dearly for it. Because Soto's been in that for 2 years, and they look like they're going nowhere this year. They missed the playoffs last year. So, if you're the Mets, you made a big investment, and right now it ain't working in your favor. And I think the rest of Major League Baseball is hoping to God that we don't have a Dodger 3-peat, because if we do have a Dodger 3-peat, we're probably going to end up having a lockout, and maybe even no baseball in 2027, which would kind of suck. Yeah. Jewel, I haven't explained this to you, but the owners in Major League Baseball want a salary cap, and the reason they want a salary cap is because the contracts that a lot of these major leaguers are getting are just so out of control. We're seeing players get $700 million, $800 million, and they're getting long-term contracts of 15 years, 12 years, 10 years, and it's out of control. So what the salary cap is supposed to do is supposed to limit how much you're going to spend every year if you're as a whole for a major league team. And the players don't want a salary cap because they love the fact that they're getting paid so much money. The owners want a salary cap because it's causing this is debt. What's happening right now? It's Major League Baseball going into debt because you're literally creating so much financial stress on these organizations who are just trying to put together a product, and the players are just so entitled to getting all this money, like ridiculous amounts of money. Like honestly, like if you thought being an NFL athlete is worth $500 million, no, they'll go get a bat in your hand and play Major League Baseball. You'll get $700 million, like no problem. And it really shouldn't be this way, because I think we need to have a good financial balance. And the overwhelming contract amounts really shouldn't be a thing. So they got to cut that down. That's why a salary cap is useful. They also need a salary floor. And if you don't know what a salary floor is, it's basically when you have to spend a certain amount of money, but you can't go under that amount. Because there are teams out there, Joel, who are not spending or investing as much money to build their team. And you don't have to spend boatloads of money, but you need to spend a little bit of money that you're given just to at least invest and put out a good product. And there are teams like the Milwaukee Brewers who are excellent, don't get me wrong, but if they're spending a little bit more money and maybe get a good free agent signing, they'd probably give the Dodgers a run for their money when it comes to winning the NL pennant. And like there are teams that like just don't want to compete like the Rockies, or teams that are just bottom feeders like the Pirates, or low market teams, markets that like don't get a lot of attention. They're not like New York or Chicago or Texas or all these big markets that don't really see benefit in spending money, because they're not going to make as much money because they don't get really as much recognition as other major markets. So they don't spend as much, which is almost a crime, because these lower markets should invest and build a champion. And a lot of these lower markets, like, they don't really spend a lot. They go to their farm system, which is like they're up and coming players that are eventually going to be major leaguers that are playing in AA, AAA, like Vincent did. Remember when your brother got drafted by Major League Baseball with the Angels? Yeah, he got drafted by the Angels, but he never made it to the majors because he has to go through AAA or AA, and that's a long process. Like, it's a long process, but if you want to stick with it, you have to go through the minors before you get called up by a Major League Baseball team. Sometimes teams can earn, like, you get drafted by a Major League team in like the 37th round or whatever, what have you, or you can get drafted, or you can get like international draft where like these international athletes come to minor leagues to, what's what I'm looking for? It's hard doing it when it's just me and no other support, but I'm doing the best I can. It's basically one of these things where it's like you have to work your way up to get to the majors if you're going to the minor leagues. And that's like that's really the main thing with the minors. Like, you have to work your way up, and it takes time. Like, if you get drafted out of high school like Vincent did to the Angels, it's gonna take a while. Unless you're like a guy like Bryce Harper who got called up at the age of 19, you're uber talented and you're like a next generation type player. It's very hard to get called up to the major leagues at teenage level. But then again, like, we've seen guys who play for the DR or Venezuela or all these other countries who support baseball that are teenagers or early 20s that, don't go to college, but like are playing so well internationally that they get the recognition they deserve, and they work their way to the majors that way. Sometimes you don't even need to like go to college. I mean, I've always been in favor of like the college route just to build yourself up when it comes to going to pro sports. A lot of people don't like to do that, though. We're living in a society where college is starting to become an afterthought, and like not a lot of people are doing it. Yeah, it's true.
That's insane.
Yeah, no, a lot of people are going with the get your high school diploma route and then on to the real world. And Ming knows what I'm talking about, because like Ming would probably agree, but that's how things are.
That's just how it is.
It's how it is. Like,
Crazy.
things change. Things change in a heartbeat.
High school, like college was on my mind after high school.
Yeah, no, same with mine. Like, college should be essential. It's like,
It should be essential.
it should be mandatory. Like, I get it. High school is important, man. It's like a good degree to have. But honestly, I'm all for like kids going to high school. Hey, if I have a child, I'd probably send him to college.
Me too.
Him or her. You know what I mean? Anywho. The Rays are up 1-0. Victor Mesa Jr. hit a home run. So it's 1-0 Rays over the Yankees. We got 2-0 Marlins over the Mariners. as Owen Casey hit a home run, and then someone from the Marlins scored on a wild pitch. 2-0 Detroit. 1-0 Washington over Houston, and then Philadelphia and Cincinnati just began. So that's just the main meat and potatoes here. But we gotta get into other baseball things here. The home run derby, which I said I was going to touch on, we're starting to build out the field. Yes.
When is that home run derby?
It's during All-Star Weekend. I believe it's on Monday. Yeah.
I heard about that coming up, and I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, the home run derby is fun. It's fun because you get to see guys just hit dingers all the time, and so we have our first two participants in the home run derby. It will be Junior Caminero of the Rays and Ben Rice of the Yankees. Ben Rice absolutely deserves it. And it's a very rare instance where you see a Yankee participate in a home run derby. I remember the last Yankee, I think the last Yankee to participate was Jazz, and Jazz was terrible. But my problem with the home run derby is not that it's not a fun event. It is a fun event, but it messes up your swing because if you try to do the home run derby and you just go for home run or broke every swing, in an event like that, when you come back for the second half of the season, you're going to be thinking home run all the time, and your swing gets kind of misconstrued or messed up. I mean, Jazz, for what it's worth, went to the home run, participate in the home run derby last year or the year before? I think it was last year. Yeah, he participated. Jazz was last year, and he did terrible. But knowing Ben Rice, I think you could put up a good outing at the home run derby, a good showing. But we haven't really seen a prominent Yankee in the home run derby after Aaron Judge won the home run derby in his rookie year. And then Aaron Boone was like, oh, we need to keep our players fresh. We need to keep them sharp for the second half of the year. And then now Jazz does the home run derby last year and now this. So it's whatever at this point. I'm all for it. I mean, I just want to see the stars of the gameplay. Which, by the way, I haven't touched on this at all. If you followed the Major League Baseball All-Star voting, it was pure and utter trash. I'm all about fan voting. But my God, fans need to educate themselves more. Because you're looking at a system where Dylan Dingler, the best catcher in the American League, doesn't make the All-Star game and actually doesn't make the phase 2 of the voting because they're like, oh, well, we don't really know much about Dylan Dingler. Well, pull out a book, do your research. But Dylan Dingler led the catchers in home runs in the American League, led RBIs in the American League, and this guy gets beat out by Alejandro Kirk, who missed time due to injury. Now I gotta look at the All-Star rosters. Ming will probably pull that up when we get that. But the All-Star voting system was very corrupt. A lot of people missed. Pete Crow Armstrong, the leader in WAR, is not in the All-Star game. Here we go. So here are the American League stars for the All-Star game. Shea Langoliers is the catcher for the American League. He plays for the Sacramento A's. Another Sacramento A, Nick Kurtz. Ernie Clement got the bye. He got the automatic vote. I don't understand that at all. Junior Caminero deserved it. Tampa Bay third baseman. Bobby Witt Jr., Kansas City Royal. Okay, can't complain. Mike Trout is hurt. Don't get that at all. I mean, he was good before he got hurt, but my God, I don't understand that. You're putting in guys who are injured thanks to the fan vote. Because it's a popularity contest, and you're not looking at stats and who's actually performing. You're going by popularity, and I don't like that at all. But anyway, Mike Trout's in there. Byron Buxton, who's actually having a really good season, is the second outfielder. And the third outfielder is Aaron Judge. But again, he missed time due to injury and shouldn't be in the All-Star game. It's people need to understand. You need to understand and educate yourself and actually watch the games. And educate yourself and see what's going on. Be aware of what's going on in Major League Baseball. And then Yordan Alvarez is the designated hitter. No surprise there. Vlad Guerrero Jr. was the first baseman but will not play. I mean, this is again. I mean,
did he say why? And did he say why he's not playing?
He did not say why.
I think that's weak. If you get voted in,
you should take the spot.
You have to play. That should be the rule. And I think the same applies for the home run derby. If they ask you, You have to do it.
You got to say yes.
Come on, you're getting paid all that money. Get out there and swing the bat.
You're making money
Get out
to
there and swing the bat.
play.
You can't.
And by the way, fans are paying money to see their favorite players.
Exactly.
You voted for them in there.
Yeah.
So why
next CBA before the lockout? If you get, you can't decline.
You can't decline.
That's the new rule.
That should be like the
new rule.
That CBA better have a shit ton of things on there.
Yeah, but that should be one of them. That's so weak. It's like, no, I don't want to play. Come on.
It's weak. It's bullshit. That's the way to put it.
Come on, Harbin Killebrew, would he decline? No. No. Sandy Koufax, would he?
No.
No way, man.
Like we live in we live in an era where people are so we live in an era of wimps.
Soft, man.
Soft wimps.
Yeah.
You get invited to the All-Star game.
Yo, I don't want to play. Oh, all right, fine.
I don't want to play the All-Star game.
It's like, nope, you have to. No matter what.
I want to play the All-Star game. It's the extra game. I might get hurt for the second half of the year. Play.
I don't care if you're out there.
The fans are voting for you, and you know what? They're paying money to see you play. Freaking play.
Yes.
I know.
Exactly. Lame.
Game.
Anyway, reserves. Dylan Dingler. Hallelujah. He gets recognized in some way, shape, or form. Adley Rutschman of the Baltimore Orioles. Yes, there you go. Adley's having a pretty decent season.
He did. I just love the pity entry. Each team has to have one representative.
Well, I know.
Get the pity representative.
I know one team that's gonna have a pity representative. Travis Bazzana of the Guardians is in there. Wilson Contreras. Again, another replacement. I forget who he's replacing. Kevin McGonigal, rookie of the Tigers. He's having a really good year. Thank God he's on there. Ben Rice got in. Hallelujah. Miguel Vargas. A couple White Sox in there. White Sox are having a good season. Randy Rosarena, Cody Bellinger, Riley Green, Yandy Diaz. And then your pitchers for the American League, we got Dylan Cease. Pretty good. Parker Messick, rookie for the Guardians. Again, not bad. Drew Rasmussen, good year. Joe Ryan, probably one of the lone bright spots the Twins have right now. Cam Schlittler, certified. No questions about that. Ranger Suarez. The Red Sox was doing really good. And then Michael Wacha, I guess a Royal had to get in there pitching-wise. And then your relievers, Brian Baker, Aroldis Chapman, our old friend. Jacob Lotz, Cade Smith, and Lewis Varland. And now for the National League. You're going to see one of three things for the most part. A Brave or a Dodger. For the most part. There's actually two instances where you won't see a Brave or a Dodger. Drake Baldwin of the Braves, catcher. Freddie Freeman, Dodger, he's in there. Ozzie Albies, second baseman. Max Muncy. To Max Muncy's credit, he actually does deserve the nod that he got. C.J. Abrams won the shortstop over Mookie Betts. I was happy for that because C.J. Abrams and the Nationals, they're playing really well this year. They're competitive. I can't see them going to the playoffs, but they're doing really well. Brandon Marsh, Philadelphia's loving this because they've wanted Brandon Marsh to get acknowledged for his play for a long time, and now here he is. He's going to be one of the three All-Star outfielders. Juan Soto and Andy Pajes are also outfielders. And then Shohei Ohtani's the DH. I hate that man with a passion. Hate him. Your reserves, William Contreras. So the Contreras brothers are going to be in the All-Star game as reserves. Hunter Goodman. This is what I was referring to earlier. The one Colorado Rocky that actually deserves something. Because he's like 4th or 5th in the league in home runs, and he's like carrying the Rockies as best as he possibly could. So Hunter Goodman got what he deserved. Luis Ariz of the Giants. Giants aren't having a really good season. I'm actually really surprised at what's going on. Tony Vitello is first year out of coaching college ball. He's not good. I mean, it is hard to go from college to the pros in baseball, especially in basketball. Bryce Harper had to get Philadelphia crowd happy, some way, shape, or form, not just Brandon Marsh. Although it is kind of telling the fact that the one person from the Phillies who actually makes the starting lineup is Brandon Marsh, and then Bryce Harper gets designated to the reserves. Bryce Harper's in. Otto Lopez, Major League Baseball's batting average leader, is in there for the Marlins. Matt Olson's in there. Sal Stewart actually having a really good year. Corbin Carroll, speedster. There we go. There's Pete Crow Armstrong as a reserve. Whoop-de-doo! Jordan Walker, James Wood. There's Kyle Schwarber at DH. These are all your reserves. And then starting pitchers, you're going to have a couple really good ones in there. Braxton Ashcraft. Again, the Pirates are having a better season than expected, although he got in as a late nod. Chase Burns of the Reds is in there. Jesus Luzardo, decent year. Max Meyer, up until a couple games ago, was having a strong season. He was 9-0. I think he took his first loss his last start, but he was really good. Jacob Mizorowski, who's the first starting pitcher to get 10 wins. Eduardo Rodriguez, Chris Sale, Christopher Sanchez deserves it. Paul Skeens, Logan Webb, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto are your starting pitcher. Then your relievers. If we scroll down, yep. Johan Duran, Raciel Iglesias, Mason Miller, and Riley O'Brien. I'm really surprised that Aaron Ashby's not on there. Because Aaron Ashby, like, we talked about Jacob Mizorowski leading the league in starting pitcher for wins. Aaron Ashby's leading Major League Baseball in wins entirely. He's a reliever. So it's actually kind of amazing that he's not actually getting the acknowledgement that he deserves. But, again, the All-Star game, it's play the damn game. Just play the damn game. You're getting paid for it.
You play that dang game.
We'll get into some NBA, and then we're going to get into our monthly segment. That's why Julio Bianchi's over there. Wait till the signal. We got some NBA. I wish Carl was here for this because Jaylen Brown was acquired by the Philadelphia 76ers. The Boston Celtics traded him away there, and they got Paul George in return, which makes no sense because they didn't get Tyrese Maxey for him. They got Paul George, an aged, washed-up Paul George. I don't know what Boston's thinking of. I don't know why they wanted to trade Jaylen Brown. They've been trying to find a trade partner for him for a long time, and it's like one of the stupidest things that they could think of. But that's one of your core 4 players. You got to keep him. But he's there. And then another story, LeBron James is looking for a place to play in his last season, or what should be his last season. I can't stand it anymore. I'm glad that the end is possibly near because I'm at the point now where LeBron is literally making this all about him. And he's trying to flaunt, I'm 40, whatever, 41, 42. And I'm trying my best to win a championship before I go. And he's always like playing the victim card every year. And his later years like, I don't know if I'm going to play. I don't know if I'm going to play. I don't know if I'm going to play. Okay, we'll see what happens. And then he'll just like build up the drama only to let you down. Like, dude, really? So LeBron's looking for a place to play. It's not going to be in LA with the Lakers. He's going to look for another place to go to. We're thinking either he's thinking either Cleveland or Golden State. Golden State so he can play with Steph Curry to finish out his career. Or he can go back to where it all started in Cleveland, the kid from Akron. That was what he was known as coming out of high school. Another guy who didn't go to college, LeBron James. But LeBron James has been playing in the NBA since he was 18. He's 41 or 42 now. God bless him.
God bless him.
If I was playing in the nowadays, you can't find anyone who wants to play 24 years in a major league setting, whether it be baseball, football, basketball, what have you. Like kickers can go 24 years, but you'd have to have a strong leg. You have to do leg day every day. You're gonna do them calf raises every day if you're a kicker in your 40s and you want to kick field goals from 60 plus. So LeBron, we'll see what happens there. The Knicks were reportedly interested at first, but then they turned it down because the Knicks did the smart thing. They just came off a championship. The last thing they needed was any sort of distraction. And LeBron James is literally going to be there just for show if he were to come to New York. So I think the Knicks did the right thing by not giving LeBron the nod to come to New York. Plus, New York would have gone crazier than it already is. I think the Knicks are fine the way they are. I really don't think that LeBron James needs to go there. I would say go back to Cleveland. I think that's the easier thing to do. John Morant's with the Portland Trail Blazers now. He's paired with Damian Lillard. And then we also have Landry Shamet and Jose Alvarado. Two of the Knicks' key contributors are coming back on 3 or 4 year deals. And while Mitchell Robinson, Karl-Anthony Towns' backup center, is going to the Boston Celtics, but I think the Celtics I think the Knicks already have a plan for backup center. They probably went to the draft for one, or they could use Mohamed Diawara as their backup center for Karl-Anthony Towns. The Knicks have a bunch of plans in place. They have a lot of depth. The problem with the Knicks is that you came off a title, and winning a title is great. But the problem with becoming champion is you got to re-sign the key guys who helped you win. And they're going to ask for big-time contracts. They're going to ask for extensions that they feel like are deserving. Like, I helped you win a title. if you want to keep me here, you gotta pay me like I belong. That's how it is being a champion. Like it seems great at first, it's sweet, but then when you get to the long-term aspects of it and you gotta pay, key players like Alvarado and Shamit, like you gotta invest a little bit of money and you gotta and it'll take some tough decisions. Like Mitchell Robinson left because they couldn't afford to bring him back. Like that's just the tough part of it all. So the Knicks brought 2 of their key contributors back. And then last but not least on the NBA side, Donovan Mitchell of the Cleveland Cavaliers got a 4-year, $273 million contract. And for those of you who love mathematics like I do, it's $68.25 million a year in average annual value, which means how much he's making every year. Cleveland's coming off a loss in the Eastern Conference Finals where they got swept. Again, if you want to make LeBron happy, bring him home and pair him with Donovan Mitchell. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea. I think that he'd actually like being back in Cleveland. I think Cleveland would be happy about something because the Browns are bad. The Guardians are The Columbus Blue Jackets. I mean, I don't know how much. I can't read the minds of Ohioans as to how much they care about certain sports. They actually really do care about the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are just doo-doo. That's the biggest problem with them. And then I think that's really it as far as the sports stuff goes. It's really hard doing a show. I've been doing this for 37 minutes. It's pretty impressive on my part. We're gonna do our monthly segment. What's going on with Giulio Bianchi? So, Ming, you gotta turn that mic on and get Giulio over here. You might have to adjust the camera too. There we go. Okay. First thing, good man, you gotta put that headset on.
Okay.
Now, I tested that mic earlier, so it works. Giulio Bianchi, how are you, buddy?
I'm fine, thanks for asking. Matt,
I'm good.
Thanks for having me here tonight.
All right, make sure you stay a little closer to the mic. That way.
Thanks for having me here.
There you go.
Thanks for having me here tonight, Matt.
No problem, bud. No problem, bud. So, this is the segment where we talk about what's going on in life with Giulio Bianchi. We have about 20 minutes or so to do this, so. Giulio, what's going on?
Oh, nothing really. I mean, let's see. I recently won a volleyball game 2-0 with my team, which you were on.
Yep, we're part of a volleyball team.
That's right.
All right. Now, before we actually continue
Talking about sports, let's talk about volleyball.
Yeah, well, you know what? Perfect. I was actually gonna bring that up, so you read my mind. So Giulio and I are part of a 7-person volleyball team that plays at the Sandbox in the Highlands. And it's a funsies league, so it's not majorly competitive, although we are probably more competitive than we probably should be.
That's right, yes.
We're more competitive than we probably should be, but in a good way.
One thing about me, I'm super competitive when it comes to sports or anything.
I'm competitive when it comes to everything, too. I'm even competitive in Uno.
Yeah. Yeah, I was always competitive at board games.
Yeah. So, we're in a volleyball league courtesy of our friend James Hartman. He brought us in. It's me, Giulio, James, my girlfriend Sammy Myers, and a few other people.
Tony, Luke, our friends Tony,
Lucas,
and Brandon.
Lucas and Brandon. So, we're 6-2 in our league right now. And if you want to play by play of like how we've gotten to 6-2, I think we're second in the league right now. So for this funsies league, it's a 6-team league, and the top 2 teams get an extra game and play for the championship. We are 6-2. Our first game, we got blown out. The very first game we ever played, we got blown out. It wasn't good. But then we've gotten a little groove. We won our second game. We went 1-1 in week 2, where we won the first game, and then the second game we got spanked. But then the last 2 weeks that we played,
We crushed it.
Oh, you want to hear this? So we're either winning games by 5 points or less, or going past 21 when it comes to volleyball.
That's right.
There was one game last week where we had to play. This was the second game of a doubleheader that we were playing. We were down 18-10, and the winning team had if you don't know how volleyball works, you have to first team to 21 wins, and if both teams are tied at 20, it's win by 2. At that point,
that's right.
We were down 18-10, and we clawed our way back. We were down 18-13 after I served, and then I missed a serve, and that made 19-13. Then I think, was it Tony that served after me? I think it was Tony. And then Tony served after me. He got us like 16-19. And then the last point our opponent scored was a volley that was hit right to Julio, and he hit it, and it just missed the mark. Just missed.
Yep.
And we thought that was it.
Yep.
But then we rallied back. Our guy, Brandon, kept us in it, like got tied at 20, and then like his serving was impeccable that second game that we played.
That's right.
So that's how we won that game. And then this week was a little bit weird because the weather in New Jersey has not been desirable, I guess you could say.
Recently
it hasn't been desirable. I know the 4th of July was scorching hot.
Yeah, like most of the week of last week, a total heat wave, exhausting, and then yeah.
Yeah, so we usually get an email from the league that we're part of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we're going to play or not. And usually the email comes in at 6 p.m., but it was like 6:05 and 6:06, and then like nothing was coming. And then eventually 6:15 hit, and I'm like, we didn't get an email. I guess we're playing.
Yeah.
So I hauled all the way over to Sandbox, which is far from me because I live in Point Pleasant. And I saw James getting in there, and there was a guy, one of the guards of the Sandbox was in there, and we asked him, "Are we playing a game?" Like, "Yeah, you're playing a game." Like, "Really?" And he was like, sorry. And he was like, "Well, if you stay here with your team, you know, and the other team don't show up, you get forfeit wins." So we thought we were
surprise.
Big surprise. So our team was basically just sitting there hoping to God that we could just last a half hour in the rain without anyone showing up. That didn't happen because one of our opponents did show up.
Yes.
Thankfully, we won. So that was fine. Our servings that day were impeccable yesterday when we served. Jules got that good underhand serve, and I know Julio's been working on his serve at a gym that you've been going to that James recommended.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, my serve has always been underhand. I like going underhand when it comes to serve. I know the typical volleyball serve is like, you know, you go overhand and then you spike it or you punch it over, whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. I just think it's like, first off, if you hit a line drive into the net, you're probably it's the point for the other team. You're giving the ball right back. Mm-hmm. So I don't really trust overhand serves. I like underhand serves. And plus, whenever I do an underhand serve, I always I serve it and then it pops up and it's like a high arcing serve, and it's almost like a infield pop up. Almost, that's how the serves go. It's like an infield pop up, and then by the time it goes down, it's like right in front of the player's face. Like they can't see it, they can't like track it. Mm-hmm. So that's always like a good, like our friend Tony also mentioned that like the high arcing serves work because it's like, say if it's a sunny day, and like you're looking for the ball and it's up in the sky and you see the sun. If you're looking at the sun looking for the ball, you're gonna get blinded, and you're not gonna see the ball.
Yep.
So for a little tip for volleyball people, like if you're in volleyball, you want a high arcing serve. I'd recommend serving underhand. I don't like overhand serving. I think it's like very suspect. So we won one and we won another one via forfeit yesterday.
That's right.
So we're 6-2 and second in the league. Now, I don't know about you, Julio, but like I'll take wins however I can get them. Although Brandon, one of our teammates yesterday, said, you know, it's kind of cheap to win via forfeit. But how do you feel about that? I
mean, I like playing the win, but I guess a win by forfeit's fine every once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy.
It is. I mean, at that point, like, so we only have, we talked to the guard who was running the whole game, who were running the games yesterday, and he said, well, we're trying not to do makeup dates, so we had to play today, which was yesterday. So that was the reason why we had to come in and play a couple games, which I honestly I was fine with.
Me too.
I mean, we paid to get in the league. We might as well just get our money's worth.
Yep.
And we did get our money's worth because we won 2 games, one by forfeit.
Yes, we did.
So it honestly worked out.
It sure did.
It worked out. So, Joel, what else is new?
Oh man, let me think. Let's see. I'm just about finishing The Unpopular Pickle.
Nice.
Which which I plan to either get done by hopefully this summer or just in time for back to school, because it sends a positive message on how popularity isn't always important, and I think that's something we should all remember nowadays.
Yeah, agreed. I like that message that you're trying to send.
Thank you. Right.
So there's that.
This story means a lot to me, and I just want it to be perfect and ready for you all to see.
Yeah. I can't wait till you have when you have the book reading. Julio's great with his book readings at the Therapy Garden, which, by the way, is a great company. I'm trying to see if I can get the Therapy Garden to sponsor this golf outing that my uncle is doing at Bella Vista Country Club. I'm trying. I forget what the criteria is, if they have to be like a LLC or something like that. Well, they're not an LLC. But my uncle is like looking for something. Like he's looking for some company to represent. And I think Therapy Garden would be perfect. I gotta get my Uncle Joey to talk to Louisa about that, and I hope they arrange some things. That's all I can really do, because this golf outing would be in late September.
Yes, be our guest, Matt.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna see my uncle at the lake house in Pennsylvania, so I'm gonna talk to him then, and we'll hopefully get things rolling. I hope it does.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, actually, my friend Kevin Borngesser, who's a client for the Therapy Garden, he recently got, and I'm not making this up, he took an animation class.
Nice.
Where he made an animated short that's going to be sponsored at a animation film festival in Pennsylvania.
Oh, no way.
That's
great.
Yes.
And you also have some material that will be on display at the Brightside Film Festival.
That's right. Oh my God! How did I not
remember that?
Remember that? Yes, I have a script that I wrote 2 years ago in a screenwriting class for Syndicate Productions, and it recently got into the Brightside Film Festival, and I can't wait for it to be shown, and I can't wait for you all to hear about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going. I hope it's on August 2nd and not August 1st, because August 1st is my high school reunion. I got to go to Red Rock, which is not too far from
Have
here.
fun at that.
I can't wait for that. You know, I've been craving to go to my high school reunion. Like, I've been waiting for like the last few years, like, for a high school reunion. And I know that a lot of people think it's like corny to have a high school reunion. It really is not. I like high school reunions. I like catching up with old friends.
It's not for everyone, but I feel like we all need to go eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Like, you gotta just go to one.
Yeah.
Like, just at least one.
Yes, at least one.
And it could be the 10-year. And then boom, you're done.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the people that I graduated high school with, they're either living in New York City or they're living in Jersey. So it's very convenient for them to, come over here for the high school reunion, especially because it's at Red Rock, which is not too far away.
Mm-hmm.
What else is on my mind? Oh yeah. So, Brightside Film Festival. I'm trying to think. What else is new, Jewel?
Let's see. Let me think. I might go to Sicily this year.
You really might?
Yes.
Sicily.
Yes, CC.
Ooh, fancy. I like that. I haven't traveled international in quite a while. It's funny, we were talking about it in the car on the way here.
Oh yes, we were talking about all these places we want to go to.
Well, a lot of the places that we were talking about were like kind of cut and dry places, like your typical, like your Frances, your Londons, your. Well, I've been to Mexico and Canada, so I can't really count them. But I also mentioned like Australia, and I mentioned. Oh,
I mentioned Australia.
You mentioned Australia, and you mentioned Japan.
Yes, I did.
Japan actually doesn't seem too bad because, you get that. They're really big with Asian cuisine, and they have that really nice culture. Like, I'd rather go to Japan than China.
At least once.
Yeah.
At least once, yeah.
Like, I'd go to one of these places once. Although I will say, like, when it comes to traveling to the United Kingdom or the London or what have you, it's very, very, like, it's a time zone difference. And plus, there's a curfew in London. There's like a curfew. I learned this while watching the Wimbledon tournament, which is tennis related.
A tournament. I mean a curfew, huh?
Yeah, like there's an 11 p.m. curfew.
As in where everyone has to be in bed?
Where everything's closed. Ming might know something about this. In London, there's a curfew where 6 p.m. American time, 11 p.m. there, everything closes. I don't know why London does that, and it's all. I think it's an etiquette.
whole nother place.
It's a whole nother place. It's a curfew. I don't know if this has been going on since COVID, but apparently, like, this is probably like a. Yeah, it can't be a COVID. It doesn't sound like it could be something that's been done during COVID. I mean, it could be, but maybe it's not. Because London people are like, they're all about the etiquette. They're they're all about the etiquette. Like they don't want like people partying around drunk, roaming the streets, stuff like that. Where it's like they don't want trashy people like staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning drinking alcohol like they do in America. America, you got a bunch of people like that who are pulling all nighters. They don't want people in London doing that.
I gotcha. My sister's been to England. She loved it, and I say I gotta go experience it.
London seems nice.
Yes, it does.
It does seem nice. You gotta have the accent for it.
Excuse me?
You gotta have an accent for going to England. It's not exactly. It's pretty complex. Well, having an English accent, if you can do it right, it's very easy. You just got to watch a lot of the tone that these people are talking. I mean, I get my British expertise from watching Gordon Ramsay on Hell's Kitchen, for God's sake. I mean, that's really.
You do a pretty darn good job, if I must say myself, Matthew.
Why, thank you, Julio. I appreciate your compliment.
You're welcome.
Man, can you do a British accent? You can't? Can you try?
Do you know?
Not even close. I can't.
I want to try.
Try.
Cheerio, pip pip. Righto. Shaken, not stirred.
Awesome. Do you know British
Chen,
terms?
Ming Chen.
Do you know British terms?
I somewhat know British terms.
I'll give some examples. Torch, flashlight.
Okay.
Fish and chips, fish with French fries.
Yeah.
Ice lolly, ice pop.
Ice pop.
And that's all I know.
That's really all the terms you know?
Yeah, I think I know. I think I know some more. They're just not coming to my mind.
Yeah, honestly, I think maybe that will help you expand your knowledge on London if you went there, and you'll probably learn a couple more things.
Of course.
Like you can't say tomato; it's tomato.
Tomato.
Like honestly, Gordon Ramsay really expanded my knowledge on British culture. I'm not even from there. Although if you've ever been to one of his Hell's Kitchen restaurants in the U.S., excellent food.
To die for. I know. It's on my bucket list.
Oh, dude, we gotta get you there. Like, there's a dessert called the toffee pudding that looks like a cake, but it's a pudding. So it's like you put a spoon in this cake.
Yes.
And it has the texture of pudding. It tastes like pudding, but it looks like a cake.
You're killing me. Most puddings do look like cake.
Sometimes they do.
Like at Christmas time, like I always thought like pudding, pudding.
Right.
Like regular pudding with like fruit on top and stuff. But
Yeah.
actually traditional Christmas pudding is cake with like filling inside of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's more like cakes are more closer to pudding than you think.
Really?
Yeah, well, think of it. If you're serving cake in a round rectangular tray,
Yes.
it looks like if it's soft coming out. Like if you're baking like a chocolate pie or a mousse pie, or it's gonna be like something that's very. I'm getting hungry to talk about this.
Please, yeah, no, you're killing me here.
All right. Anyway, moving on from that. We do want to express, Carl. I hope you come back soon.
Yeah.
Our next show.
You hope you feel better, man.
Hope you feel better. I know he texted me. He woke up that he was not 100% and he had to do the show on his own. Thankfully, I brought Julio here because it's very hard doing a talk show on your own. It really is hard to just do a 1 hour talk show on your own. Like with Foursquare Sports, which is my other show that I do, I have like 2 or 3 other people that I do the show with. My friend Kevin, who's from Texas, that Julio met.
Yes.
And then my other friend Alec from North Carolina, and then our other friend John.
Where's John from?
John's
Jersey?
from Washington, Washington's.
Oh, Seattle, Washington?
Yes.
Nice.
That's a good area, by the way. So we do the show, the 4 of us, 3 of us sometimes, because one of us could always be busy. And that show's 2 hours. And it's a lot to talk sports for 2 hours. But we make it work. And so for the next episode of Foursquare Sports that I'm doing, this is a good time to plug in a little bit of what I'm doing on Foursquare. One of our co-hosts, Alec Nava, guaranteed that the U.S. would go to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. He was wrong. And as for that, because he guaranteed it and he was wrong, he has to do a punishment. And we have punishments and we have to spin the wheel
Dun, dun,
of punishment.
dun.
And if you want to hear some of the punishments, it includes wear a rival jersey, do 100 push-ups, do a plank for 3 minutes, eat a KFC large bucket, eat the Wendy's 4 for 4 times.
Oh my God.
do Bean Boozled.
Bean Boozled? I don't know what that
I don't know what
means.
Bean Boozled is? So my friend Kevin would probably explain this really good. But Bean Boozled is basically this pack of jelly beans that will have one of 2 flavors. They'll either be a good flavor or a bad flavor.
Yeah.
Like, if you have one jelly bean, it'll either taste like chocolate bar or booger.
Ew.
Or you'll have another jelly bean that could taste like pomegranate or Old Bandage.
Oh my God.
Like, you don't know what you're gonna get until unless you have the bean in your mouth.
These sound like Bertie Bott's, every flavor beans.
Yeah, but they were made by Jelly Belly. So Bean Boozled a punishment, Tabasco punishment, which is where you pour an entire bottle of Tabasco on a burrito.
Oh my God, the poor guy. I'm sorry for him.
Well, you better hope. Well, he's asked to spin the wheel and he'll land on one of these. Wear an '80s wig.
That's not bad.
Then there's the polar plunge, which I've insisted I want him to do, but he won't do it.
Oh man,
But I'd probably force him to do it because the polar plunge is fun.
I would never do the polar plunge.
What's wrong with doing a polar plunge?
Well,
It's for charity.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I just don't like the feeling of freezing my butt off.
Hey, listen,
Freezing cold water.
I know my father did the polar plunge one time, and he was in cold water. He lasted there for a minute, and then he ran out. He didn't walk out. He ran out.
Wow, cool.
He ran.
Maybe one day.
It's a pretty cool thing to do. It's probably better than getting baptized at the church.
Oh wow.
I probably shouldn't have said that, but it's fine. What other punishments are there? There's auto pick your entire fantasy team, which is where instead of picking your actual fantasy team in football, you have to have the ESPN fantasy pick the team for you, which means that you're not going to be able to decide or pick your team. You're letting the computer pick it for you, which can be very bad sometimes. Because like you get to pick your team, you have any willpower in picking your team. So we'll see what happens. And then I'm also spinning the wheel as well because I had a 4-leg tennis parlay that didn't hit. Well, I missed 2 legs anyway. Jessica Pegula couldn't beat Coco Gauff because Jessica Pegula sucks at quarterfinals. And then Novak Djokovic beat Felix Auger-Aliassime. I didn't expect that at all. But the other 2 legs I hit, I can win. Every time I do a 4-leg parlay, it never hits. It's like, it kills me. So I'm spinning the wheel of punishment too, and I'm hoping to God I don't have to auto pick my team. I take really big pride in fantasy football, and I would hate to auto pick my fantasy team. All right. So before we wrap up, thank you to everyone who tuned in to Equinox. Carl, we love you. Hope you come back soon. Ming, thank you for pushing the buttons. From Matt and Julio, this has been the Equinox. And like SpongeBob SquarePants always says, old people are the greatest. They are full of wisdom and experience. Ding. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Take care.